there, today's video is how to make a knit pumpkin, stem, and leaf with your circular knitting machines. This is the medium-sized pumpkin that we'll make today. You can use any yarn that works well in your machine. I use a mix of Big Twist and I love this yarn. So I'm going to go through the knitting part quickly. Use a 46 or 48 needle machine for the large and medium pumpkin sizes. The large I knit around 80 rows and the medium around 60 rows. The small pumpkin is made with a 22 needle machine and 40 rows. So this is a great project for those small balls of yarn from other projects that you want to use up. If you knit a little more or a little less, that's okay. Every pumpkin can be different. And you can use other size machines if that's what you have. Whatever size you choose, try to keep a difference of 20 rows between sizes. For the leaf, use a 22 needle machine and knit about 10 to 15 rows. Again, every leaf can be different. Knit more rows for larger pumpkins and less rows for smaller pumpkins, and bind off with waste yarn. To make the pumpkin is easy. Fold the tube in half, matching wrong sides, cinch closed and secure. You want to leave about a ½ inch hole. This will be for the stem. Next, stuff the pumpkin with polyfill. Smooth out the polyfill as you stuff. I like to make a little hole in the center and push the stuffing out to the sides. And then continue to add more stuffing until your pumpkin is full. Then cinch up the open end by going through every other stitch along the edge of the opening. Cinch closed and then secure. Again, I like to leave about a ½ inch hole. Use one of the tails to create the side sections. Just wrap the yarn around the outside of the pumpkin and up through the middle. Pull the yarn as tight as you want. Then repeat for as many sections as you want. You want this yarn to fall right through the middle of a column of stitches. This way you won't have any puckering on the sides. When finished, secure and bury all remaining tails. For the leaf, slip stitch the end with waste yarn closed. To do this, count over 11 stitches from the tail stitch, not including the tail stitch. Then insert your hook into the 11th stitch and then into the 12th stitch and pull the stitch through. Go to the top side and pull the next stitch through, then the bottom side and pull the next stitch through. Continue to alternate between the top and the bottom sides, pulling stitches through until the end. When finished, pull the last stitch all the way through. If this technique is new to you, you can click on the link above and it will take you to my tutorial on how to slip stitch the ends closed. I'll also link to that video in the description below. Remove the waste yarn when finished. Secure the tail by making a knot. Then weave the tail into the center of the leaf and out the bottom. Cinch both tails and then secure them together with a knot. To shape the leaf, flatten it out with the slip stitch going through the middle on the top side. All right, let's make the stem. For the larger pumpkins, I like to use the 6-needle I-cord, and smaller pumpkins, the 4-needle I-cord. The wire that I use is a garden tie. The larger size is 5 mm, and I use this with the 6-needle maker. For the 4-needle maker, I use the smaller size, which is 2.5 mm. This stuff is easy to cut with regular scissors, and the coating keeps the wire in place, and the wire holds up well to bending. I will link to both of these below in the description. They are affiliated links, which means I earn a small commission when you purchase from these links. So I already started this I-cord so I can show you that it's easy to place the wire into the maker and knit around it. After it's covered, take it off the machine. Unravel some of the knitting so it just covers the wire, then secure. Repeat for the opposite end. Bury the tail from one end of the stem. Leave the other tail long for sewing to the pumpkin. Using the tail, weave through the center of the pumpkin and try to pull the stem into the center of the pumpkin to give it some stability. Then secure on the bottom. If you want, you can sew the leaf flat by making some small stitches on the top of the slip stitches. So start where it's cinched together and make some small stitches to the point of the leaf. Weave the tail to the other end and take a couple of small stitches. Then weave the tail back to the other tail and secure the two tails together. Bury one tail and use the other tail to sew to the pumpkin. The last step is to sew the leaf on. So here's the finished medium-sized pumpkin leaf and stem. This is the large pumpkin compared to the medium-sized pumpkin. And you can see how well they stack together. And this is the small pumpkin made with the 22 needle and how that size compares. See you in the next video. Thanks for watching.